No, I wanted you to pretty much bring us in by talking about Pitt a little bit, if that's all right with you. And I wanted to hear your voice on
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, one of the things I want to talk about, and it's a big thing right now, mostly on Twitter. We don't really indulge ourselves in the NFL and stuff like that. But I had to step in and say something. I'm seeing Pitt receive all this hate for the field and what's going on at Acrisure Stadium. I don't think people understand. The Steelers do not own Acrisure Stadium. Pitt does not own Acrisure Stadium. That is a part of Allegheny County. So they have their own ground crew right now. A lot of people saying Pitt needs to move off of Acrisure Stadium, off of North Shore, build something in Oakland. Point us to where, bro? Where can you build a stadium that's going to hold 35, 40, 50,000 people in that small little vicinity and create parking? You got guys talking about like it's the Steeler holy ground, this, that, and a third. Without the University of Pittsburgh, that stadium was not getting built. You could go Google that. You could go look at it. They had to come together and also fund that. They pay the bills to play there, just like the Steelers pay the bills to play there. Big Ben, you don't want Pitt playing there? Point us to somewhere in Swickley. Where do you want us to go? The Hill District? Bro, I'm telling you, it's just so annoying. You got people that Tone Diggs, who's big on the Pat McAfee show, he's talking about, oh, Pitt only, has 20,000 people that goes to the games anyways. If you pull up the stat, Pitt is in the top half of the ACC with attendance. It's over 50,000. And a lot of people don't want to believe that. Another thing that is very misleading, the way that the games are set up on ESPN, where they show it from, is directly pointing to the away side. So obviously, there's not going to be as many fans on that side. If you switch it around and you show Pitt's side of the ball, you're going to see that whole lower bowl and even the majority of the half is pretty filled up. So that's at least 40,000 people right there. And then you skirt it around with the student section and stuff like that. I just think that the hate is very, very unwarranted. You got the University of Temple. They share a field, a grass field with the Philadelphia Eagles. You got the University of Miami, who also shares a grass field with the Miami Dolphins. And then you have USF, who shares a grass field with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tanaka, do you hear any of those three teams that I just mentioned getting as much hate as the Pittsburgh Panthers?
No, not one. But to be fair, I think all those teams are getting their own stadium here in a couple of
I
years.
don't. Besides USF, bro, that's it. That's the only one. So you're wrong on that. I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but USF is the only one. Miami's not moving anywhere. There's no room for them to move into Miami Gardens. And then same with Temple. Where are they going to build in North Philly? I don't get that. So it just doesn't make sense. If you want to take out like the anger that you have for the playing basis, take it out on the field maintenance crew who's supplied by the Allegheny County, and I forget exactly who the main owner is or what the name is of it. It's the Sports Exhibition Authority of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County. Go after them. They're the ones being cheap as shit right now. Not to mention, I'm throwing them under the bus. The guy who's the main manager of it all is a Penn State graduate. So tell him to fix it or tell him to stop being cheap and bringing in this cheap sod and this cheap grass. So I don't know what you want us to do. Do you want us to go to build something in Swickley or the Hill District? Like, I don't know. Obviously, me as a Pitt fan, I would love for them to have their own stadium, obviously, but like the unsolicited hate, especially from people who have like a voice of opinion and they know that their followers are just tone deaf and are going to listen to them. Tone Diggs for Pat McAfee show, like, bro, he played at Duquesne. There's 50 people who show up to a game there. Like, let's not talk about attendance whenever you went to a school right there that's mainly in the city and you have tow away bleachers that you bring in every football season. So that's my big gripe. I can't stand it. It's annoying. Obviously, I'm a Pitt homer, but I also am a Steeler fan too. So when you got a Big Ben talking about they need to move on, bro, like point us in the direction, tell us where to go. But let's not take away from the fact that Pitt University was like a big time ball player in building this stadium as a whole. It's not like the Steelers funded everything and then we're like, oh, let's bring Pitt along. Like, no, bro, they helped fund that stadium from the beginning. They pay their dues just like it. And guess what? They didn't even play in Pittsburgh the day before that game where everybody's talking about this grass. So I know I rambled a lot there, but I just had to talk about it. I think it's very, very unfair. And I would do the same if it was for, the other schools that I mentioned as well, too. So maybe it's just me, but I kept seeing that on my timeline and I had to say something about it.